Okay,
hang on, Bobbie. Don't start yet. I'm just checking a little focus here.
Jeff didn't leave, did he? We
He
could
might
talk
be
to him
getting
about
it.
later.
Okay, when you're ready, Bobbie.
Penny, it's nice to have you in Dallas. As I was saying to you earlier, we've never met because when you were doing television, you were with another network.
That's true.
So our paths did not cross. And I'm happy that since this is our first meeting, that we're talking about a picture that I like as much as I like Big. I just think it's a hoot. I liked it so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes, and I think that you should feel very good about it. I just think it'll do very, very well. But I have to tell you also, Penny, that when it started, I knew nothing about the picture, and I sat there, and as I saw what was developing, I thought, oh no, not another one of these.
I know.
Not so soon. Now, did you have any of those feelings when you decided to direct this picture?
I didn't know nothing about those other movies when I was handed the script. You know, Jim Brooks came to me and said, this is what you're going to do next. And I went, huh? And he said, this is what I want you to do next. I went, well, okay, you know, and he's an old friend, and he was, yeah, we're going to do this together. I never saw him, but he said, we'll do this together. And I read it, and it was just real sweet and delightful, and so different from Jumpin' Jack Flash, which I had just done. So I said, okay. Then I find out about these other two scripts, two out of the other three. And I read them, and to me they had a different tone, even though it was still high concept as far as what they call high concept, meaning there's a gimmick involved. But when I read them, I didn't get the same feeling, or at least my interpretation of what Big was not the same as what the others were, even though it was a similar area, and two people were changing places. Plus there was more action, and there was more, it didn't have the heart, I didn't think, that Big did. Plus I had a big romance, which the other movies didn't, I don't believe, have. I haven't seen them, so it's not really fair for me to even judge them and talk about them. But everyone asks me that question, and I go, I'm sorry, I don't know. And
Was Tom Hanks already in the picture when you took it?
Tom Hanks wasn't available. I mean, he was our first choice, and he was not available to do the film when we were ready to shoot. So we proceeded ahead with some other actors. And
you did start with some
No,
other?
didn't shoot. I mean,
see.
proceeding, there's a lot of pre-production stuff and casting and reading people and all that. And then the decision was made to wait for Tom, because he was doing Dragnet and Punchline. And so he wasn't available until a certain time. And it was also, do we rush and do it with somebody else, and, you know, so we can maybe beat these other movies out, or do we do it at our own pace? And the decision was made by the producers to, let's just do it at our own pace. And so that's what we did. So we're the last ones out, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Well, in this case, it's last and best, as far as I'm concerned. Really, I mean that.
Thank you so much.
Was it, now we don't want to give away the ending, but was this the ending that you always had in mind for the picture?
This was the ending that was written for the picture.
And you didn't film any other endings?
Nope.
I have no problem with the ending at all, but
When did you see the movie?
about a week ago.
There is possibly some, from what you saw, there could be a little dialogue change on the pier, and there's one additional just shot where we pan off the house and two people walk down the street, but that we had, it just at the end here, I mean, it was not a new ending, was never shot, nothing was reshot.
Yes.
This was always what was there.
Tom Hanks is an actor I've interviewed a number of times, and of course I've seen, I guess, everything he's ever done. And he has a versatility, but I don't think that's the key to his success. I have not ever been able to define what makes this guy such a good actor in all these various things he can do.
Well, he is one of the nicest people you ever want to meet or work with, let me tell you that. And he's like, I guess like Gary Cooper or Jimmy, so you just like him. You like to watch him. And in this, I think you really like to watch him because he's not being glib or sarcastic or anything like this. He's just being so sweet and innocent and nice, yet funny. So he has a range of humor that just doesn't come from sarcasm or being glib or hot-shotty. You know, he is a very talented actor.
Do you think his classical training, because I know that he did play Shakespeare in the
He did?
classics. Yes, did you not know that?
He didn't tell me.
Let me tell you
I didn't
about
ask.
Let me
What
tell
would
you
I
about
know
your
from
story.
Shakespeare? I didn't need it in the film, so I didn't know that.
But, okay, so now that you know he has classical training, Penny, do you think that that has anything to do with the way he plays the scene?
No. Maybe to him it did, not to me. I didn't know. I wasn't saying, you know, like when you did Macbeth. I mean, I didn't know that he had classical training. So I'm sure everything, to me as an actor, the more you do, the better you are. I mean, just the range of having the experience of taking a chance at doing different parts will make you a better actor. So I'm sure, yes, his classical training play a 12-year-old. So.
Penny, as an actress yourself, when you were acting more actively than you do now, did you have any pet peeves about directors? In other words, was there something a director could do that would always just irritate you?
In television, in three-camera television, lots of times the director is not the power. The writer or producers are the power. So directors tend to be traffic cops. And sometimes you get a creative director that will help you with stuff. But a lot of them, I'm always looking to, and I'm still looking in life, to someone who's going to go, yeah, that's right. And it's basically has to come with a new, and it's my fault as a director too. They're always looking, and I'm going, let's do it again. Yeah. So I'm at fault as much as I found fault with the directors I worked with. But no, I had no real pet peeve. Just give us time to work out whatever we're trying to do.
Well, whatever you did in this one, file it away because it worked beautifully.
Oh, thank you.
Penny, nice to talk with you, and hope you have a nice day here in Dallas.
Thank you. Are you going to speak to Tom?
Yes, indeed. Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Thanks.
Okay.
Stop tape for the camera move.
Nice
and we're
interview,
gonna-
Penny.
Surely.
Thank you.
Stand by for speed.
And I have you on that medium shot.
Can you widen it out just a little bit more?
Sure.
Okay.
Speed.
Penny, in lieu of these other pictures that preceded yours, were you at all nervous about directing big? Was Tom Hanks already into the picture by the time you came aboard? You mean you'd started with other actors?
Just a minute.
Okay.
We're going to have to ask you all to be quiet. Please, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, Bobbie, sorry about
Okay.
that. I'm changing composition.
Okay.
When you're ready.
We don't want to give the ending away, but is this the ending that you always had in mind? Were any other endings filmed? Penny, do you think it's Tom Hanks' classical training that gives him this extra thing he seems to have? Okay, I'll just give you some reactions now.
Okay.
That should do it.
Okay, great.
Thanks.